Ben Brown, Evolution Martial Arts in Sparks, Nevada, with my buddy Jordan, who just finished class. Everyone else left, but we're the sweaty ones left over. When I was in the Philippines, I did a video on hand fighting. So we're kind of keeping going on that theme, stand-up. So a lot of people, when they start jiu-jitsu, they don't know what to do. And if you're facing someone that's done any wrestling or something like in their youth, you're at a disadvantage. So I'm trying to demystify this stand-up thing. The whole goal here is to connect to my partner. And I showed in the last video, there's 4 ways to do that. Underhooks, overhooks, collar ties, and some kind of arm control. And if you grab the leg, I would kind of put that with the arm control. It's a limb. There's one position that I'm always trying to get to, and I would recommend this for beginners. And it's the body lock. So turn this way a little bit. This is the position. I want to be kind of not 100%, so go ahead and put your arm down. Like, I don't necessarily need to be here, directly perpendicular. Sometimes I end up slightly in front of them, but I'm here, my hips are connected. I've got his hip, my head is connected, and I'm looking for a gable grip right here, okay? See my hips, my head, and you can see what's already happening to Jordan. I'm using my head, I'm pulling his hips in, and I'm tilting him with my head. And the whole point here is I'm trying to move his center of gravity past his base, which in this case is his legs. So if I have this body lock and my hands are up in here, so go ahead and relax for a second. If I start to drive Jordan that way, he's just gonna step out and extend his base. I can't move his center of gravity past his base that way, right? So when I get this body lock, I usually bring my hands lower. Now, not too low, not down here. But like I'm looking for that hip bone, right? Because now he can't step out. I'm limiting his ability to step out with this grip. And then as I start to tilt him, you can see his center of gravity will get past his hip, past his leg, and then gravity's gonna grab that and pull it to the ground. Okay, so this is why I love the body lock, is because there's so many options. And I'm gonna back up here. There's 3 kinds of takedowns, or 3 elements, 3 ways, I should say, to move that center of gravity past the base and put you on the ground. One is the way we just did. It's called a block and drive, okay? So I'm blocking his base, and I'm gonna drive his center of gravity over the block. In this case, this is the block. Drive him over. Stay where you are. On the schoolyard, when we were little kids, and you go like this and they push you over, that's a block and drive takedown. I'm blocking, the other person pushes your center of gravity over the block and you go down. Okay, so that's one way. Another way, let's turn here. Yeah, this is fine right here. Sorry, we'll go like this. Is a rotational takedown, so turn this way slightly. So from here, I can go here and I'm just gonna sit on my butt. I'm gonna rotate you that way. Slap the mat, tuck your chin, ready? Rotational takedown. So I'm rotating, and there is a slight block and drive element to that, because I'm blocking you here. But even if I didn't, it's really hard to fix going backwards. The third way to move this is lifting, which we don't really do in here because it's far more dangerous, right? But in all kinds of wrestling, MMA, you see people lift people. And the easiest way to lift someone is from this body lock, this position here, okay? Really what I want to do is I want to kind of run my hips under Jordan's hips, and then he's gonna lift up. And then a lot of times when you're here, you're gonna rotate them. And you can body slam people. It's very dangerous, right? I'm only gonna do that to the dude that just beat up an old lady and stole her purse. Somebody like that. Never to my friends in here. And again, you start lifting people, too many injuries, that's why we just don't do it that much in here. But it's important to understand that's what's going on. 2 other options from the body lock is a lot of times, if Jordan starts to frame my head away, which is what he should do, I'm gonna duck my head to the rear. This is a tough place for him. Go ahead and relax, relax. Okay, so from here, I think this is one of the easiest takedowns there is. When I'm here, I have this body lock, my head's connected. I'm just gonna put your hips right here. So slap them out when I take you down. And I'm in this great pinning position already. It's such a good place to be. For self-defense or on the street, cops, firefighters, people that I teach, you can pop up to here. You can control this person. You can scan your surroundings. And you can exit anytime you want. So I love that one. Third option from a body lock. Because when you go to body lock someone, your head ends up in front or sometimes behind. Now, if I'm behind somebody, I do not want my hands in the front because they're gonna do what Jordan's doing. Okay, that's a standard, like, go ahead and grab me around the waist. Okay, what I do is I start leaning into him and then I can break this grip, turn and face. So I don't like having my hands in the middle. If I end up here, I put my hands on one hip or the other, or I bring them up into their sternum. So now Jordan's trying to do this. You don't have enough, right? If the person's a lot taller than you, and they can get like here and start pushing,
elbow strength.
This one's not great if the other person is a lot taller than you, right? But I connect my head, and I connect my hips, I pull everything in, and now I can move you. And it's hard to, that's the exact takedown, right? Either I drive you forward.
That was like a pressure, yeah.
Yeah, I drive you forward. As you start to push back, I just drive you down. Or I can hip heist you, which is I can hit your hips with my hips, kick your feet out in front of you, and then drag you back like this. Right, so we're here, I just go. It's a very nice way to take someone down. Very nice, yeah? When you're out there in the world, somebody's gonna be filming this. So if I took someone down like that and they tried to sue me and we're in court and someone brought that film, I'm like, Your Honor, I was trying to control this violent person without hurting them. As evidenced by the video, right? Like, super easy way, nice way to take someone down, nobody gets hurt. I can put them in a control situation, wait for the cops, whatever needs to happen. So I like that. Now, last thing, I'm just gonna cover 2 ways to get to a body lock today, okay? One way is through some kind of underhook. So like Jordan's reaching for my head, I pop his elbow up. Anytime I can open up this space, and there's lots of ways to do that, right? But like, one way is he reaches, I get under his arm, and I'm here. Turn this way. And I'm in my body lock, right? Anytime I can open up this space, we call this inside space, between the elbow and the hip, and I can insert myself in there. And as I said in the video from the Philippines, so it's the last video I made, when I get an underhook, so my arm gets in this space, I'm only going to one of 2 places with my hand. I'm either coming here to the shoulder, and I'm pulling it in and connecting my head, or I'm going to the hip and connecting my hip and head. That's the body lock, right? So whenever I have this, it's always a good option to turn it into this. Always.
Absolutely.
If I want to, which I want to, because it's the best. It's the best for dudes like us, right? We'll talk single legs and stuff later, but like the body lock is the gold standard
Most controlling.
for your average grappler, yeah? Because the buffet is open. I just showed you 3 ways, a block and drive, a rotation, and then the hip heist from the back, or literally just a drag down. And watch this, like from here, you don't even have to be particularly like graceful. I can just start falling and just bring them with me.
Yeah.
It's just like a drag down.
No post at all.
The key is you can't have slack in this system. So let me go back here again. Look, if there's all this slack, all this space, then as I start to fall, some of my energy gets lost.
Yeah.
But if I'm really connected to you, and I just say, hey, we're going down, are you okay?
Yeah.
Then we go down,
Yeah.
right? And it's a connection thing. So, that's one way to get to a body lock. The other way is an arm drag. And this is like your standard arm drag drill. Because really, and I'll show you kind of from the drill, to really get the motion of an arm drag, I just have my partner touch my shoulder. I go wax off. Let's turn this way a little. Wax off. I want to get on top of his wrist and push it down to this angle. Now, I'm reaching anywhere from the elbow to the armpit. Armpit's best. I'm bringing the arm across, and I'm stepping in with the same foot as this arm I have. Now, we're in a little bit of a 50-50 moment here. Turn this way. I'm arm dragging Jordan, but in a way, he's also arm dragging me. So now it's whoever gets to the hip and turns the corner faster. Because right now, it's equal for us. But if I get here, now my hip is so far away from you, you'll never get there. Right? So when I get an arm drag,
Get the angle, yeah.
I can turn that into a body lock. Look, it's an arm in body lock.
Yeah, I know, I get the arm.
Now be careful when taking your friends down, because if I have this like arm in, he can't slap the mat here, and you can really hurt your partner this way. So in class, I may do this, but if I start to take you down, I'm gonna let go of that so you can slap the mat. Okay? So, you know, you're not necessarily gonna arm drag people from them touching your shoulder, because, yeah, that's not how it works. Here's how you'll get it. You're here, wrist control, straight grip, right? I'm like this, there it is. There's my arm drag, right to my takedown, right? And then Jordan, from here, he would frame, hip out, technical get up, and then we keep wrestling. Beautiful. Yeah, you got anything to add?
No.
Right on.